Good afternoon, Flower Power Online. Today we're going to make a wreath for a funeral. So we need one of those lovely wreaths. I like to have them sort of already done in plastic, so you don't really have to worry about how I'm gonna keep it moist, how I'm gonna put it and place it. And so if you can buy them like that in a plastic mold, it makes it so much easier. You need to put them in water. Well, if you have a size like this, it probably fits into your basin of your sink. Otherwise you may just have to fill up your bath for a minute and just turn them like that till you actually get it all soaked. What I'm trying to do is doing a wreath on a budget. So I have been in the garden and I'll try to use as much things out of the garden as possible, but still making something very nice. And of course we will be using the elements and principles of design to help us with that. So the first thing what we do is making our focal points. So with a wreath like this size, I suggest to do 3 focal points. So you have one here, one here, one here. So so you can actually do that with your finger, like so. So you can sort of measure it out a bit. So now, and to just emphasize those focal points, we're going to make them and start with a quite heavy magnolia leaf to just get that started. We don't need, like so. So what we do is we cut the leaf a little bit like that and we fold that down like so. Cut it off in an angle and push that right in like so. So we're doing 2 leaves on the outside and we try to put them down like so, and we'll do one the same way like so. Cut that little bit off there and put that right so. So you've got your 3 focal points here. So now I want to do another 3 focal. So I'm going to go here, here, and here. So what I've taken those succulents out of the garden. I've cleaned them and washed them, and the reason why I've chosen to do a little bit of pink edges here on the side, because the wreath is going to be pink and purple for a lady who's passed away. Now, to make sure that it is not going to fall out, we used old kebab sticks. Now, I'm going to push that in like so and make sure that it goes through. It's a bit of a... You really do need to have one with a point because you really have to go through, like almost like as a drill really. So we don't want to stick them out, so we're gonna push that through and make sure that we're not going to go through here, which has already happened, so I have to pull that back a bit. So we need to cut that at least in half. Place them here and see how they go. So you can see that it's still too much, but we don't have them too short. So I'm going to do a little bit off, like so. And then I'm going to place it where I have been marking it. Like so. There we are. So you can already see straight away that you'll have your repetition already starting to happen. Like focal point, point, focal point, point, focal point, point. Now we need to fill up in betweens with all sort of greenery. So first I will be doing the sides here, and we'll do that with the green one. So as you can see, we have filled up the whole wreath with this hebe, and it looks really fluffy. The wreath is actually covered most of the time, so I'll make sure that whatever you put in, it flows like so. It flows like onto the table here and later on onto the coffin. See a little bit of spot here, so I'll put that there. Rightio. Now we're not going to cover this just yet with the other foliage, because I want to see how much space we need for our flowers. So I'll start with turning it a bit around here, so we can work with those ones here. Now what I've got for those is lavender and green. So again, I've been into the garden and I've picked some lavender. Now what you need to look for is that they are actually dark in colour and uneven numbers, and I make a little bunch like this, what we call in the trade a cluster. So like that. So I've got here 7. So sort of 2 fingers here, cut it off. And now the tricky part starts. I'll make a start with my finger in the oasis. So there you are, and then we're going to push it down. You see how nice that looks with the grey. So we'll push that down like so. Not so, like so. Now I've bought a few spray roses, so I need to be a bit careful because I haven't got too much. So put that one down. And what we're going to do is, I quite like to use the foliage as well of the roses. So I've done that like so. So you still have a bit of stem here, and I'm going to put that right there. So it's going to cover the oasis, and you still have a little rosebud here. I'll make sure that it's got a fresh cut